This season has been anything but smooth for Parker Schnabel. After years of success in the mining industry, he's faced one of his toughest challenges yet. His Dominion Creek claim has been unpredictable. Some sections have delivered promising results, while others have left him and his crew frustrated. And with the season more than halfway through, time is running out. Despite the struggles, Parker has been adapting and pushing forward. Over the past week, his crew pulled in an impressive 650 ounces of gold from Dominion Creek and Indian River combined. It's a solid haul, but it's still far from his ambitious target of 10,000 ounces for the season. "We're walking a bit of a tightrope," Parker admitted. "There's a lot of ground left to get through, and that puts a lot of pressure on guys like Mitch and Tyson. While some miners would slow down and play it safe, Parker isn't one to back down. Instead, he's doubling down by making one of the riskiest moves of his career." During a routine meeting with his team, Parker dropped a bombshell. He had just signed a deal to purchase a neighboring claim, a move that left everyone stunned. "You bought Gold Run?" Mitch asked, barely believing what he was hearing. Parker confirmed that he had secured a massive expansion, 3 miles of Gold Run, along with an additional mile on Sulfur Creek. The land had been mined heavily in the past, but some sections had reportedly produced as much as 10 ounces per hour. The potential was there, but so was the risk. Then came the kicker, the price. Parker revealed that he made a purchase for a mere $2.5 million. Chris Doumitt, never one to hold back, immediately raised the big question: did you just buy the dirt, or the whole operation? "The whole company," Parker replied. That revelation raised even more eyebrows. Parker wasn't just buying land, he was taking on an entire business, complete with equipment, infrastructure, and a new set of operational challenges. The financial strain was undeniable. "From a cash standpoint, it puts pressure on us, but I've embraced the debt," Parker admitted. He even cracked a joke, adding, "You can always go bankrupt." But underneath the humor, it was clear he understood the stakes. The pressure is on. Can his crew handle it? With the purchase of Gold Run, Parker had just made his season even more complicated. His crew was already stretched thin, and now they had another massive area to mine. The reality was that they were already running at full capacity, and there was no easy way to bring in more manpower. "We're already running at full capacity," Mitch pointed out. "How do we handle this?" Parker explained that the Sulfur Creek pit was already stripped and ready to mine, which meant they could start running pay dirt almost immediately. His plan was to shift resources once the Indian River claim was exhausted, allowing them to keep the operation moving without completely overloading the team. But that's easier said than done. With long-standing crew shortages and the absence of experienced miners like Dozer Dave, the added workload could stretch them to their breaking point. Despite his doubts, Mitch acknowledged Parker's long-term vision. "Right now, this seems like a high-risk move. But a year from now, we'll probably look back and say, of course, that was the right call." The numbers don't lie, they need to pull at least 1,000 ounces of gold from the new claims this season just to make the purchase worthwhile. If they can't hit that target, Parker's financial gamble could quickly become a nightmare. "I wouldn't take this risk if I didn't believe we could make it work," Parker said firmly. A high-stakes gamble. Not everyone is convinced. Chris Doumitt, ever the skeptic, voiced his concerns with his usual sharp humor. "I really don't like having neighbors, but you could have just built a fence, probably would have been a lot cheaper," he quipped. The uncertainty surrounding the deal is real, but so is the excitement. Parker has built his reputation on taking bold risks, and this might be his biggest one yet. Tyson, trying to make sense of it all, summed up the crew's mixed emotions. "It's a bittersweet moment." The bitter part? "I think I need to take Parker's checkbook away, he's spending money we don't have." The sweet part? He bought Gold Run. That's like saying, "I just signed with the Yankees." Now, all eyes are on Parker and his crew. With the clock ticking and season on the line, failure is not an option. Will Gold Run be the claim that secures Parker's future? Or will this bold gamble leave him scrambling to recover? One thing is certain, the rest of the season is going to be one hell of a ride. Parker Schnabel is playing a high-stakes game in the gold mining world, one that could make or break his season. With 3 wash plants already running at full capacity, his latest acquisitions, Gold Run and Sulfur Creek, have added a whole new layer of complexity to his operation. It's just a lot of work to do, Parker admits. We're spread out again, but we've got to make it work. With his latest land grab, Parker now oversees one of the largest mining operations in the Klondike. Over at Indian River, his team is wrapping up work on an 8-acre section leased from Ken Tatlow and Stuart Schmidt. Meanwhile, at Dominion Creek, they're aggressively mining 2 major cuts, 20 acres at the Long Cut and another 114 acres at the Bridge Cut. Now, his newly acquired property at Gold Run adds a staggering 1,100 acres to his control. Just 10 miles away, Sulfur Creek adds another 950 acres, with at least one section already stripped and ready for mining. In total, Parker's operation now spans 9,550 acres, a vast empire with hundreds of millions of dollars in gold buried beneath the surface. Mitch Blaschke, Parker's longtime mechanic and right-hand man, understands the pressure better than anyone. "I know Parker wants to hit the 10,000-ounce gold goal no matter what it takes," Mitch says. "But looking at the sheer amount of ground we've opened up, you've got to be really careful not to get a little too ambitious." Parker has built his career by pushing limits, taking risks, and making bold moves. But this season, even Mitch is starting to wonder, has Parker finally taken on too much? Expanding this rapidly doesn't come cheap. Parker's crew is already stretched thin, and financial resources are being pulled in multiple directions. While his past risks have paid off, this is his most aggressive expansion yet, and one that comes with a steep price tag. "We don't have the money right now," Parker admits. "But that's never stopped us before. Debt is expensive, but relative to gold prices, it's not. It's a calculated gamble. Parker is betting on gold prices staying high and his new ground producing enough to cover the cost. But if the market shifts or if his team can't keep up, he could find himself in serious trouble. For now, his best bet is Sulfur Creek, where a prepped cut is ready for mining. If it delivers big gold fast, he can start recouping his investment. But the biggest risk is clear: spreading the crew too thin and draining cash flow at a time when financial flexibility is critical. "I've blown up the season plans yet again," Parker says with a smirk. Now, the question remains, can Parker turn this massive gamble into an even bigger payday, or has he finally bitten off more than he can chew? With the season more than halfway through, the pressure is mounting. If everything goes according to plan, Parker could set himself up for years of success. But if things go sideways, this could be the biggest financial strain he's ever faced. Either way, one thing is certain: this season is shaping up to be Parker Schnabel's wildest ride yet. When Parker Schnabel struck a deal for Gold Run, the purchase came with an added bonus: prime ground on Sulfur Creek, an area steeped in both history and gold. "A lot of gold has come out of that creek," Parker says. "It's been mined from top to bottom for a very long time." These newly acquired claims are no ordinary patches of land. Gold Run and Sulfur Creek hold some of the richest gold deposits in Klondike history. First worked by prospectors during the 1896 gold rush, and later dredged by massive mining operations, the two creeks have produced billions in gold over the decades. Even today, modern miners scramble for any available ground along their banks. Despite the massive financial commitment, Parker recognized the long-term value of the deal. "I knew I'd regret not doing it," he admits. Fortunately, a pre-stripped cut at Sulfur Creek offers an immediate opportunity to start recovering gold. But before that can happen, there's a major hurdle to clear: moving wash plant Bob to the new site. A race against time, moving wash plant Bob. With mining at Indian River wrapping up for the season, Parker is eager to get Bob running at Sulfur Creek within hours. Every delay means lost gold, and with winter creeping closer, time is not on their side. "My job's done here," one crew member says. Now it's up to Tyson and the rest to move everything and get it started at Sulfur. But this move is no small feat. It's the longest plant relocation Parker has ever attempted. The journey stretches 25 miles across rugged terrain, where one wrong move could spell disaster. The crew understands the risks. If any critical part of the wash plant is damaged, the entire operation grinds to a halt. "We don't have replacements for any of this," a mechanic warns. "If we break something, the whole day is a bust." Can they pull it off? The team pushes through, determined to get Bob to Sulfur Creek in one piece. Every mile brings new challenges, but the stakes couldn't be higher. If they succeed, Parker's gamble on Gold Run and Sulfur Creek could pay off big time. But if anything goes wrong, it could be a costly setback in an already high-pressure season. For Parker, it's yet another high-risk, high-reward move in his relentless pursuit of gold. The question now is, can they pull it off in time?